It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Pet Show. Does your terrier really need a timeout? Are your calicos really cantankerous? Is your pug really pushing you around? Well, if you love animals, I'm assuming you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and really want to understand your dogs and cats, I mean, get into their heads and figure out how they think and get to know them almost as well as they know you, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and yes, only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, pet lifestyle. This is the place. If you have questions or comments about your dog or cat's behavior, you have come to the right place. So stay tuned. We'll answer all of your pet and animal questions. What I want you to do right now is hop up on my couch, bring your furry little buddies with you, folks, because yes, it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and yes, really, I stress this every week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Ever-Growing Pet Show family, if you really want to find out why your dog or cats are doing certain things, whether it be scratching your favorite chair, jumping up on you, humping everything in sight, pulling you down the block, cat won't use the litter box, cat peed on your bed, dog hates other dogs, as soon as someone comes into the house, the dog goes right over to them and jumps on them. You get the idea. That's what The Pet Show does. That's what The Pet Show has been doing for over 41 years, helping you resolve any issues that you may be having with your dog or cat. Very often misunderstood issues, but more importantly, resolving any issues that your dog or cat may be having with you. As always on The Pet Show, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. And if you're new to The Pet Show or regular, it makes no difference. Everyone that calls into the show today and gets to talk to me live on the air will get an absolutely phenomenal, great gift. Not for you, but for that beautiful dog or cat. And again, if you know, many of the items I give away on The Pet Show are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50, thanks to my amazing sponsors. So if you have a question, if you have a comment, want to share a story, talk about how your dogs and cats deal with all the decorations or the holiday goings on in your home, great time to give me a call. And as I said, everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. I'll give you a list a little bit later, but let me tease you. I'll be giving away Lucy Pet Food, Hugs and Kisses supplements, copies of my best-selling books, Arthritis Gold for your dog or cat's hips and joints. So lots of great stuff to give away, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. The phone number here, by the way, I'll be taking some questions on, we're broadcasting live on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Again, if you're new to the show, subscribe to the channel. I share literally hundreds. I put up a bunch of posts this week. And matter of fact, what I do is, because we always run out of time, I now will answer questions on my YouTube channel. You can go to my website on my YouTube channel. And I can't answer them all, obviously. We'll get inundated. But every week I'll post some new responses to your questions. So it's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'm smiling at you guys right now as we talk. Or you can check out the website, thepetshow.com. I answered like 3 or 4 questions this week. Kind of interesting questions. In fact, I put up a whole piece on, I get so many questions from pet guardians out there, specifically dog guardians, where they have dogs that are constantly licking their paws or chewing on their paws. I posted a really fascinating piece this week on what you can do to understand why your dog or cat is licking or chewing on their paws, but more importantly, resolutions as well. So check that out at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. The phone number here, though, if you have a question or comment about your dog or cat, and a great time to give me a call, the phone number, 866-870 KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870 5752. That is the way to get through. As I said, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions and lots of great stuff to give away as well. I've been talking to you guys for over 41 years, and one thing that I've found is that my listeners, whether it be regular listeners or new listeners, are really amazing people when it comes to the relationship they have with their dogs or cats. A lot of people out there, well, that's what my dog does, or maybe my cat's a little depressed and they live with it. No, but not you, my listeners. You want to make life as easy, as comfortable, and as rewarding, not only for yourselves, but for your dogs or cats as well. So great time to call me. Again, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA, or if you want to ask a question, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. And I'm telling you, subscribe to that channel. It's keeping me up at night. That's how many things I'm posting there. Some are fun, some are really informational, so check that out. I'll give you some more information on that as well. Again, the number 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the phone number here on The Pet Show. Now, before we get started, let me tell you what I have planned for today's show. You know by now, there's no possible way. As a matter of fact, some of the topics I'm going to be talking about right now are topics that I didn't get to the last couple of weeks. So I want to share them with you coming up a little bit later, and hopefully we'll get to them today. We all know, if you are owned by a cat, you know that cats are willing to please their guardians. Sure they are. So when they don't, perhaps it's the guardians that just aren't getting their point across to the cat. It's not the cat, guys. It is you. If you are being outsmarted by your cat, and you know you are, give me a call and I'll resolve any issues you may be having. Also coming up, where else are you going to hear this, folks? What is dog shake-off? Anybody know out there? What is dog shake-off? Does your dog occasionally shake like he's getting water off his body, but he's totally dry? It means something. It really does. What does it mean? Stay tuned. I'll share that info with you as well. What'd you say, Alex? Your cat shakes too? Well, your cat thinks he's a dog. Also coming up on today's show, I tried to do this last week, but I ran out of time. The infamous butt-dragging dog. For some reason, they seem to do it at dinner time, when company's over, you're having a party. For some reason, that's when your dogs decide to drag their butt across the living room. Do they do it to embarrass you? As an animal therapist and psychologist, I got to tell you, sometimes I really believe they do. But we'll tell you what's coming up a little bit later. It's really important info because it could be something physiological causing your dog to do that as well. As always, lots of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. That's why I always run out of time on the show, because my focus is helping you resolve any issues, or at least understand why your dog or cat may be behaving a certain way. So if your dog is chewing, jumping, maybe your rescued cat is confused about the litter box, he never used one. The dog you took off the streets has never been housebroken. Poor guy suffering with separation anxiety. Maybe they're depressed. Your dog is chasing anything that moves. Cat scratched your favorite chair. And as I say every week, your dog realized that, you know what? He's going to hump everything he sees. Give me a call. We'll resolve that for you. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I am so sorry from people. It really drives me crazy when people shoot me an email or leave a message and say, my dog is so stupid. My dog is so stupid, I can't teach him anything. What do you think my response is? The more intelligent a dog is, the smarter a dog is, the more difficult they may be to train. It's like a bright child or a bright human. They're not going to accept it right away. They're going to question, why do I have to walk on your left side? Why do I have to sit? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? So sometimes understanding the whys is more important, and the resolutions generally take care of themselves. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through, unless you want to watch the show live and look at the mug behind the microphone. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. So the question of the day here on The Pet Show: how many names, really, how many names do you have for your pets? I'll give you an example. Years ago, I rescued a dog named Duke. After a day, it was the Dukester. After 2 days, it was Mr. Duke. After 3 days, it was Duke-a-Luka-Luka-Luka. And the name goes on. How many names do you have when you're calling or talking to your dogs and cats? I'm sure there are many. I'd love to hear from you. I will send you a great gift. I want to see if we can find the person with the most names that they use for their dog or cat. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. And we will get started because I'm going to take a phone call right now. You know what? Let me confront this first. I'm going to go to you, Jeanette, in a minute, but let me confront this first. Let me go to Marcia in La Cañada. Hey, Marcia, welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. This is not about my individual pet, but this is an issue that has just come to fore, I think, for most people in the media, unless they are have an LA Times subscription, which my brother told me about. But I'm extremely concerned that it's not me, but there are 50 little ponies from in the Griffith Park.
Didn't they stop that? No. Didn't they stop that? No. Wait, let me listen. No longer anymore. They stopped that, right? I heard on the news this week that they.
Oh yes. Okay, it's going to stop the 21st, but they don't say what plan they have. There are these animal rights groups, and I am an animal right person, but they just say they're stopping it at the 21st because there was maybe some.
Here's what I heard.
Whatever.
This is what I listen to me. Stop. Listen to me. This is what I've heard. I've heard that animal rescue organizations and sanctuaries will be taking these ponies from Griffith Park. Let me tell you my belief as a behaviorist. This is not my first time dealing with this. I remember years ago in New York in Central Park, they had the same thing. And a behaviorist was saying, well, it's fine. Look how well the ponies are taken care of. Sure they were. They got food and they got veterinary care. But what about psychological care? What about a horse walking in a circle 6-7 hours at a time? That is psychologically abusive in my opinion. So I'm all for taking your kid to a sanctuary or maybe take him out. I'm not against pony rides. I'm against pony rides where the horse works in a circle or the pony goes in a circle. If it's an open area and he's walking on a trail with a kid, hey, let it be. Let the kids learn to love animals. But the bottom line is having an animal walking in a circle for hours and hours at a time, as far as I'm concerned, and I looked at the faces of these ponies. I saw some of the images, and they are not happy. They're depressed, and all I can say is thank goodness that is over and done with, and now they'll go live out their lives at a sanctuary because, believe me, boy, do they deserve it.
Are there procedures in place to not have them euthanized?
Yeah, no, listen. We can listen. I love your call, and I love the fact that you're talking. We can spend hours and hours on this, but the bottom line is this: they're leaving Griffith Park. They're going to go to sanctuaries. That's what I heard. If someone else can contact me and let me know that I heard it wrong, and there's going to be euthanasia and other problems, give me a call and let me know. But Marcia, the bottom line is, I heard they're leaving Griffith Park. They're going to be taken to sanctuaries and rescue organizations, and that's good news. I got to move on. But I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you a T-shirt because I know you love animals that say none of my friends walk upright. We can go, no pun intended, like I said, we beat a dead horse here. What a horrible pun that was, Warren. But the bottom line is really this. As a behaviorist, as an animal psychologist, I have literally, you guys remember what I did, right? Did I ever tell you? The time I was arrested, it was a big arrest. Yeah, it happened. I was arrested. New York City, horse dies on the street, carriage horse. Dies on the street, right at Central Park and Columbus Circle. I go there. I stand in front of the entrance where the horses go into the park. And I said, not another horse is going here as long as I'm standing here. You know what happened to Warren? Warren got arrested. But you know what I also got across? Now the horses can no longer ride at certain temperatures. I wish they were all all off the streets, but at least we made some progress. So sometimes the reaction of the public can make all the difference in the world. And I'm so glad, Marcia, that people like yourself got involved and other people got involved, and now these ponies won't be walking around in circles. Take your kids, if you want to learn about animals, take your kids to a sanctuary. Take them to a place where animals have been saved. Let them understand what that's all about. I think that's a whole better lesson than hopping on the back and riding in a circle in a park in Los Angeles. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. I got lots of stuff to give away. As I said, much of it worth $50 or more. Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. I got some for your dogs, some for your cats. I got Lucy pet food available. Kitty lickies. You know cats love them. Dogs and cats. I got great product. Arthritis Gold for your dog or cat's hips. Both of my best-selling books I'll be giving away, either How to Get Your Dog or How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, all-natural herbal flea spray, hemp seed oil, as well as those T-shirts that say None of My Friends Walk Upright. So everyone that calls in with a question or comment will get one of these great gifts for their best friend. Again, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Now, for years, We are back on the Pet Show all morning. I forgot to tell you guys, we have the most amazing holiday music thanks to my engineer Alex. And if you've never heard Porky Pig sing Christmas carols, you better stay tuned for that. Hey, the number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Lots of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. I'd like to hear from some people too, if they really believe that their dogs or cats enjoy the holiday season, that they really enjoy getting their gifts. What are you getting them? Give me a call. I'd love to hear what you're getting your dog or cat as a gift. And if you get through to me, maybe I'll send you something which could be the perfect gift for your dog or cat. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Or check it out on YouTube, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe. I'm telling you, I'm sharing amazing stuff there, really stuff that can make you think and understand much more about your relationship with your dog or cat. So, how old is the oldest dog in the world? Any idea? Well, according to Guinness, Gino, the 22-year-old rescue, declared the oldest living dog on Earth, according to Guinness Book of World Records. Gino is 22 years old. He was adopted 20 years ago. Now, I've heard some people talk about dogs a little bit older, but I guess Guinness knows what they're doing. I guess they do, the oldest dog. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Hey, Jeanette, you got cats peeing all over your house. We can't have that. Welcome to the Pet Show.
No, thank you, Warren. Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Tell me what's going on in Newhall.
Well, I have 3 male cats. Dexter and Dudley are both about 6, and Smokey's about 2.5. They're all rescues. They've been peeing, Dexter and Dudley have been peeing all over the house for over a year. I took them to VCA in West L.A. I saw Dr. Cho, and I spent almost $1,200, and she suggested I change the kitty litter, which lasted for about a week, and they've gone right back to it.
So you spent $1,200 and the advice was change the kitty litter?
Yeah.
As soon as we hang up, Jeanette, I'm sending you a bill, okay?
Yeah,
First
really,
of all,
your advice will be better.
I have to assume that all the cats are neutered.
Oh, yeah.
I have to assume that when you say, are they using the litter boxes at all?
Yes, they do use the litter boxes. They do their poop in the litter boxes, and they do pee sometimes. And Smokey is isolated in a bedroom by himself, so he always uses it.
Okay,
but
so
Dexter and Dudley, sorry.
Here's what I want to try. First of all, Dexter and Dudley are in the same house. They're hanging out together all the time. Territorial things take place. They might send other cats outside or other animals outside, and that causes them to pee. The first thing you need to do is really be a detective. You really need to take one of those black lights you hear me talk about and try to find every single spot within the home where they have had accidents. That's number one.
I have a
okay,
black
and
light
then I want you to clean that up with a good stain and odor remover, enzymatic. I don't care what brand, as long as it's a good made specifically for pets. Once you've done that, then again, what I want you to try to do is spend more time with the cat specifically in the areas where they've gone in the past. The more time you spend with them there, I think the less apt they're going to want to go there. That's number one. Number two, the other thing that you can do is also put down little bits of their kibble every time they have an accident after you've cleaned it up, so they associate where they go with their food. I'm assuming they don't pee near their food dish. So basically, that again will let them know that maybe this is not an option. I don't want to pee and have to eat in the same place. So if their food follows them after you've cleaned it up, that could be a real thing for you. By the way, just put a whole thing down on YouTube about that as well. Now, let's try something a little weird. Not that I would try anything weird. Come on now, Heather, it's Jeanette, rather it's Warren. But here, listen to me. Hear me out. If, in fact, you have 3 cats living in the household, and if, in fact, there are cats outside your house, and you may say no, but, you could walk in the street and step on an area where a cat had gone, and that brings it in. What I'm telling you to do.
Yeah, there are cats outside.
Okay, leave the litter box the way you have it. They're used to going in that litter. But let's give them an option. Let's give them a place where they can say, you know what, cats outside, this is my territory. You better back off. So rather than have them peeing all over the house, let's give them an area that smells like the outside. What I want you to do is get another litter box. I want you to take some dirt and grass from outside, put that in the litter box. Very often in the past, what I found is once we put the scent of what's going on outside, inside, that's where they run to do their marking and changing. You know, it's free. It's dirt from outside. You can change it constantly, and grass from outside. That would be my first step. They got a clean bill of health from your vet. Changing the litter box is not going to be the resolution, but adding a litter box with the scent of the cats outside may be just enough to encourage them to say, you know what? That smells like I better go claim my territory over there. Not on the couch, not on Jeanette's bed, but maybe that. Let's give that a shot for a couple of weeks. Let's see if that makes a difference. If not, there are other things we can do. But I think at this point, let's start with the easiest way and work our way forward. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds good. But the cats, we've had a bobcat in our backyard. I've seen him 4 times. We have a Ring camera, so I see the cats that come by on the back patio. And then we have a cat from, I don't know who he belongs to. I think he may be a stray.
It doesn't make any difference. I don't care if you have a bobcat. I don't care if you have tiger cats.
I know.
So, but I want you to bring some of that dirt and grass in from outside. That's what I want them to be able to claim the territory that they want to claim. They're indoor cats. They live indoors. Bring some of that outside in. Let them claim the outside area inside. I think that's going to make a major difference for you. Give it a shot. If it's not working, call me back. We'll go further. But we got to start at the beginning somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just have to say, I adore my cats. They're my children, but it's gotten so bad I've actually thought of euthanizing them. Because there's no shelters or rescues.
Jeanette, if you had a problem, and let's say you had a physical problem, and you weren't able to do the things you normally do you think your cats would say, let's euthanize Jeanette? Or would they say, what can we do to help?
Yeah, I think they would right now.
Right now they would, because you want to. No, that is out of the question.
No.
It's cruel.
I know it is. It makes
No. Listen, it's cruel. It's abusive. I love you, but it's cruel and it's abusive. You cannot kill something for a behavioral reason when that thing can be resolved. Let me tell you. Having resolved thousands and thousands of these, this is a problem that can be resolved. Give it a shot. Don't be so skeptical. I'm giving you advice. Say, okay, Warren, let me try it. Rather than being skeptical and saying, I've given up, I'm thinking about euthanizing them, let's try everything we can to make the relationship between you and your cats really better again. I got to move on. I'm putting you on hold, sending you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. Please, please, please don't tell me you're going to euthanize. I hate that term. You're going to kill your cats because they have a behavioral issue. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's abusive. I think your cats would do everything in their power to keep you alive if you had an issue and try to help you resolve your issues. Hey, the phone number here. What do you think about that? You guys agree with me or disagree with me? I know I was a little tough on Jeanette, but I hope she follows my advice. Love to hear from you. The phone number 866-870 KRLA 866-870-5752. Euthanizing her cats because they're peeing in the house. I got to take a break here. All right, speaking about keeping And we are back on the Pet Show. The phone number is 866-870-KRLA. I'm going to get on my bandwagon here for a little bit. I will get to your calls, I promise. Great time to call me while I'm getting on my bandwagon, 866-870-KRLA. It appears that my last caller, Jeanette, was very upset with me, doesn't even want me to send her a gift. Remember, Jeanette called me for me to give her advice. I gave her advice that I've been giving for over 41 years that works. We could go further if we had to. Towards the end of the conversation, she says to me, I'm thinking about killing my cats. And she's mad at me because I told her that was ludicrous and not the thing to do. She's upset with me. Jeanette, I told you this problem can resolve itself. May take a couple of phone calls, may take a few more things to resolve. But when someone says to me they'd rather euthanize their cats than resolve the issue, that gets me upset. And that's why I reacted the way I did to you. That problem can be resolved. So if you euthanize your cats, take it from me. You're euthanizing your cats not because of the advice I gave you. You're euthanizing your cats because you didn't follow the advice I gave you. I'd love to hear from you guys. Was I wrong? Am I right? What would you do if your cat had an issue and the issue could be resolved, but you don't want to take the time or follow the advice I've given you? Check my credentials, Jeanette. They're pretty strong. And you're upset with me because I gave you free advice and wanted to send you a free gift? I don't feel guilty at all. What do you guys think? Was I wrong? Was I right? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Susan in Agora. Hey, Susan, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you, and I'm on your side for that. And I also give nicknames to all my dogs, but I wouldn't be over 3. But hello.
I'm glad people, people that know me know I'm a pretty sensitive guy. I'm a pretty emotional guy, and it bothered me to have to react that way. But I don't understand certain people.
No, she bothered me. So you were right. You were right.
If you go to the doctor and he gives you a prescription and you don't take the prescription and you don't get better, you can't blame the doctor. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Okay, I have a 2-year-old Bernedoodle who's very sweet, loves people, loves dogs. If there is one loud sound, which you can't plan, for instance, I hit my shoe on a table thing outside, one loud noise, he whips around to almost bite. I did it when I was putting my chair up, one of those recliners. Boom, on the feet, he whipped around to nip at my feet. So it's not thunder and lightning. It's not the vacuum. It's one loud sound that I cannot plan on.
So it could be any number of sounds. It could be dropping something.
Correct.
Okay, so let's work on this. Was this a rescue dog, or have you had him since he was a puppy?
Well, he came from, I believe, a puppy mill, and someone else had him. And someone else had him. And so I got him young, but I don't know his story. How young?
When you say young, how young was he when you got him?
He was about 2.5 months.
Okay, so he was really, really young. Still just got out of the imprint stages, going into those juvenile stages. One of the most important things when you're dealing with a dog is socializing. I really think that if he came from a puppy mill, and let me tell you, I don't talk about it too often, but when I was a peace officer in New York State, I spent way too much time busting puppy mills down, specifically down in the Pennsylvania area. And these dogs are treated horrendous, horrible conditions. And so whatever happens as a puppy, if you can imagine a puppy and he hears a noise and a rattling of the cage, no one ever said, hey, that's okay. He just learned to be fearful of it. So here's what we're going to try to do. Not the easiest thing to resolve, but we're going to try our best. I would love you to find one item that the dog absolutely adores. I don't care what that is. And when a noise occurs, and he reacts that way, rather than saying bad dog or whatever, whatever you say, what I want to do is give him that one toy for just a couple of minutes and take it away. Now, normally I wouldn't do that because by giving him that toy, you're almost kind of reinforcing his reaction. But if you notice that there was a loud noise right away, hand it to the dog right away, say everything's okay, because dogs learn through association. That's why counter conditioning works. So by letting him realize that when a loud noise occurs, nothing bad's going to happen, only something good is going to happen. You will start, it's not going to happen overnight, but little by little, you'll start seeing that build up. Also, if you can kind of, you can go online now and there's 1,000 different noises you can download, but we don't know what noise it is, but it's a loud noise, it's a loud noise. So you can go online and maybe download something dropping or a loud noise, whatever that may be. And when you're sitting around at night and everything's calm, start playing it at a volume that the dog barely hears. And when he starts reacting to it little by little over a period of weeks, you can start increasing it and you can get him through that noise phobia. Noise phobia is one of the more common issues I deal with, whether it be thunder, whether it be firecrackers, or whether it just be the Harley Davidson next door. So whatever the sound is, it doesn't make any difference. We need to desensitize the dog to the sound not being something to be fearful of, but something that is okay. In fact, it's a good thing because something good's going to happen when he hears that loud sound. Does that make sense to you?
Very much. Thank you very much.
You're not going to yell at me, you promise? I'm very sensitive today. I don't want to be yelled at anymore. Please don't yell at me.
He'll disagree that I never yell. But
well, there you go. Anyway, I'm trying to think what I want to send you. You know what? I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you my most expensive gift. I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats for many reasons. This is a big dog. We want to keep those hips in shape. We want to keep those joints in shape. Hey, by the way, speaking of Hugs and Kisses, let me tell you about some deal going on. You can go to Amazon.com or you can go to Walmart.com, and if you, 20% off. I cannot believe they're doing this. If you're an Amazon Prime member and you go to Amazon, you'll get 20% off the Hugs and Kisses supplements. Now listen to this. If you're a Walmart person, go to Walmart.com. Not only can you get the Hugs and Kisses for 20% off, but you can get the air horns you hear me talk about all the time for 20% off. So check that out at Amazon or Walmart. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Alex, you're not going to yell at me either, are you? Alex and Suzette, boy, did they keep me in track. We're going to get to you, I promise. We're going to get to you, Timothy, Barbara, Bruce, I believe it is, and Sandy. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And for those people that are new to the show, you should know better. You should know that when it comes to choosing between the humans and the animals, you know which side I'm going to be on. Hey, speaking Dominic the Donkey, my favorite Christmas song. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. It seems like a lot of people want to respond to that first call I heard about the cats, and I will get to you, just short answers, Tim, Barbara, two Barbers, and then we'll get to Bruce. I want to talk to you. But I want to share this. This is something I wrote this week, and I want to share this with you because we're having a lot of conversation about cats today. But listen to me. We all know that cats are willing to please their guardians. So when they don't you think it might be that the guardians just aren't getting their point across? We don't have to dominate our cats with corrective techniques. We just have to go overboard on all the things our kitties do properly. Believe me, they do more good things than you probably realize. So we must take the time to constantly tell them how wonderful they are. We must love, kiss, hug, and touch them for every positive accomplishment. Cats that feel good about themselves will behave better for you. That's my Bible. I wrote that this week, my Bible. By the way, that's posted on youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. All right, let me take some calls here. I'm going to go. I don't want to bash her. She was obviously upset, and I feel a little bad that I was hard on her, but I gave her the advice that she asked me to give her. She called me, asked me for advice. I gave her the advice, and then she was angry with me because I disagreed with the fact that she considered euthanizing her cats. That's pretty much the whole story. So I hope she changes her mind. But let me take some of your calls and see what you guys think. Timothy in Norwalk. Hey, Timothy.
Oh, hi, Warren. I just want to say thank you for the shirt. None of my friends walk upright. I was wearing that the other day.
You got a lot of comments when you wear that T-shirt, don't you?
A few, yeah. And also in the past, you had sent me the hugs and kisses that I used to give to when I was with my ex-girlfriend, our dog. We used to give it to her, and it seemed like it made her healthier. But yeah, that lady is probably unfit to have pets.
No, Timothy, that's kind of, I'm sure she has 3 rescued cats. So obviously she has a heart of gold. The woman has 3 rescued cats. I don't know how long these cats have been peeing all over her house, but she's got to have a lot of patience as well. So the fact that I have no doubt that she loves her cats and she adores her cats, but when there's a problem that can be resolved, the resolution is not euthanasia. The resolution is to focus on how I can resolve the problem. So that's the only thing that bothered me. I guarantee she loves her cats. I'm sure she's a big animal lover, based on the fact that she has all these rescued cats that she saved. Yeah. I just kind of disagreed with her, and I can never accept the fact that I would rather euthanize my pets than do everything I possibly can.
I couldn't even comprehend that thought. That's it's hard to wrap your head around. But I don't know. I think that the cat would be better off if she just let it go out in the wild.
Well, no, I think no. I know where you're coming from, Timothy, and I understand. But I think I just wish you would follow my advice, and if it's not working, call me back. We'll go further. You know, we can't. Yeah. I'm not a miracle worker. I have to start somewhere and increase it gradually. Anyway, Timothy, I want to move on. You have any pets right now?
Okay. No, because I can't. If I could, I would. But one thing, I'm the one I called before. I feed all the wild cats. There's stray cats all over my city, and I know where they are at. And a lot of them are at, not all of them. But I stop and I give them food and water, and they're very happy being stray cats living outside.
Well, I'm sure that now that they have their own Uber driver delivering food to them. Anyway, listen,
I'm not the only one that stops and feeds them, and some of them even let me pet them, and they're happy. And so that's why I'm saying, like, rather than take your cat to the, on a one-way trip.
Yeah, but these were indoor cats. They lived indoors. I don't know if they would survive outside. Anyway, great call. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food so you can help you out feed those cats. Let me do this. Let me take a break. I don't know where this hour is going. Oh, you know what? Let me take one more call on that. Let me go to Barbara in Los Angeles. Hey, Barbara, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren. I don't want a gift. You've given me many gifts before, and I just want to say that you and the lovely Denise, your wife, are beloved, and I've been listening for over 30 years, and we're all still young. But with Jeanette, I got kind of angry when I heard the way she was, but I don't want to bash her. I just would hope, I would have been much harder on her, but I hope that she has the courage to listen or there's a repeat of the show sometimes on Sunday in the evening. I just hope she listens to what you're trying to tell her. And death is not the answer. Maybe she just is having a hard time. A lot of us are having a hard time.
It's very possible. It's very possible. It's the holiday season. I don't know what personal stresses she may be going through. Whatever it is, I'm not here to disagree with you. I'm here to try to give you advice that I've been giving out for 50 some odd years. Read my books, check my credentials. You guys know what I do, and I try to resolve the issues as best I can. Great call, by the way. Can I donate a gift? I'm going to donate a gift in your name. How's that, Barbara?
Yes, please, yes.
And you have a great day. Thank you so much for calling. Great time to give me a call. I'm going to get to you, Barbara. Another Barbara, Bruce. The phone number here, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let's get back to chewing, jumping, barking, peeing, and unhousebroken dogs. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. I'm laughing. Now, you imagine someone driving down the street right now, they're listening to KRLA on the radio, they're listening to the Pet Show, and this is what they're hearing in the background. It's certainly not White Christmas. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. Barbara, Bruce, Bobby, and Glendale, I'm going to get to all your calls. We're going to have to break for the top of the hour just for a minute or two, but I got fabulous gifts for you guys. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. And the question of the day, I want to hear from you guys. How many names do you have for your dogs and cats? I told you I must have at least a dozen names for Molly and Willie. How about the boys, Chuckalucks, the Buckaroos, I call them. How many names do you have for your dog or cat? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. welcome back to the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is it, folks, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, lifestyle show. Got a question about your dog or cat? Want to find out by their jumping, humping, digging, scratching? Maybe they're a little shy. Maybe they're backing away from you a little bit. I'm going to talk about that later. Maybe they're shaking for no reason. Maybe you can't take them for a walk because they see another dog and they go nuts. If you have a question or comment about your dog or cat, great time to give me a call. This is the Pet Show, and if you're new to the Pet Show is now in its 41st year. And for those people that aren't familiar about what I did before this show and during this show, for 20 years I was the contributing editor for NBC's Today Show, also the contributing editor for Regis and Kathy Lee. Have authored 11 books on behavior, so I got a good idea of things that can help you resolve any issues. Do they all work? No. It's psychology, so we got to try things, and if that's not working, we can go a little bit further, and we can go a little bit further. But if you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat, want to find out why they may be a little shy, or maybe they don't warm up to people the same way, or whatever issue you may be having, this is the show. Give me a call, and just a reminder, if you're new to the show or regular, it makes no difference. Everyone that calls into the Pet Show today and gets to speak to me live on the air will get a fabulous gift. Don't get excited. It's not for you. It's for your dog or cat. And again, thanks to my amazing sponsors, folks. I'm not giving away biscuits and milk bones. Many of the products I give away here are $35, $45, even $50. If you have a question or a comment, just want to share a great story about a dog or cat you adopted, love to hear from some dogs or cats that were older when they were adopted. The question of the day should be pretty easy. So you have a dog named Joe. How many different names do you call him? I told you I call my dogs by at least 20, 30 different names. How about you? Does your dog have many different names? I told you. Years ago, I rescued a dog named Duke. The next day, it was the Dukester, then the Duke Man, Dookie, and many others down the line. How many different names do you call your pets by? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. The phone number, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. And you can check out we're broadcasting live on YouTube. We just started this a while back, but it's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'm telling you, folks, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. Go there now. See if I'm kidding. There are literally dozens and dozens and hundreds of different videos answering specific questions for you. And by now, you know, I always run out of time on this show. So now you can ask Warren. If you go to my website, thepetshow.com, and click on Ask Warren, you can ask me a question there. And I will try to at least cover a couple of them or a few of them every week at the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, excuse me, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for calls. I got hugs and kisses to give away, Lucy Pet Food, copies of my best-selling books, Natural Flea Spray. You heard that guy talk about his T-shirt. I went to the farmer's market just the other day. I was wearing a T-shirt that said, the T-shirts I designed, it says, none of my friends walk upright. And people are like, what is that? Where can I get one of those? Well, what great holiday gifts they make. You can check out those T-shirts on my website, thepetshow.com. I think they're like $14 or $15, and I think shipping's free too. So check those out at thepetshow.com. All right, let me catch my breath here. I know I'm talking fast. Let me catch my breath, and I'm gonna get right back to the phones. How about we're gonna go to Bruce first in Cyprus? Hey, Bruce, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. I've got an 11-year-old lab that, just a quick backstory, she got a history of irritable bowel syndrome or disease, I don't know which flares up once in a while. Last Sunday, she stopped eating abruptly, and but she was still drinking water, so I thought, well, it usually clears up in a day or two or whatever. Well, Wednesday, now we're day 3. So I call and take her into the vet on Thursday, and they did the blood work. Comes back that she has Addison's.
Yeah, wow.
So my question is, during the time when she was really ill, I mean really weak, I guess, from not eating, she always wanted to go outside and be by herself. And I had a cat that did that years ago, and it was, it died soon thereafter. So does the dog just think it's going to die and wants to be by itself, or what's the deal there?
Not necessarily. There are certain dogs, there are certain cats, there are certain human beings that prefer being by themselves when they're not feeling one. I'm one of them, if they're not feeling well. So how old is the dog?
11.
Okay, she's 11 years old, and she's a good-sized dog. Hopefully she'll live for 100 years, but when she goes outside, is she going someplace and lying down? Does she look comfortable? Is she stressed out at that point? Does she need some emotional reinforcement at that point? So when she does go out and she is away from you, what is her reaction? What is she actually doing?
She just lays out, next to the house, on the side yard of the house. She seems comfortable. She never appeared to me to ever be in pain from this at all.
So she
just goes out there and lays there by herself.
I've had
48 degrees out there the other day, and I kind of dragged her back into the house.
Yeah, here's what I've done over the years. I've had several dogs that had Addison. I have several dogs that I've rescued with many, many varieties of different illnesses and diseases. And in some cases, that's what they do. Here's what I do. When I have a dog or a cat or a pig or any one of the animals I've had over the years that was one of those kind of silent sufferers, I would let them suffer, but I would go out there and I would actually have conversations with them and say, how you feeling? What's going on? Do you want to be by yourself? Do you want company? Now, I know that sounds a little eccentric to a lot of people out there, but I'm a firm believer that conversations with your dogs and your cats is really important. So what I would do is make sure she's not in any pain. You've taken her to the vet. If she's going out there, maybe she just wants to be by herself a little bit, or maybe because of the Addisons, she's having hot flashes and feels like she wants to go outside just to feel a lot cooler. So there could be a lot of different things going on here. I would hug her. I would kiss her every day, watch her. As long as there's no pain, sit down, have those conversations with her every day. That's what I would be doing, Bruce.
Okay, I do have conversations with her all the time. She's actually in the hospital right now, and they're to straighten out her blood chemistry.
Yeah. So you're doing everything you possibly can, and believe me, she knows that you're doing everything you possibly can. So you just sometimes you just have to sit back and say, I'm doing everything I can. I don't know if you're a spiritual person, but prayers and conversations, I think that really does help. So yeah, I would definitely do that. But again, it's not unusual for a dog or cat to want to go off on their own, especially with Addison's thing. Sometimes they get those hot spells and they want to go off and cool. And some just want to be by themselves. I know, for example, when I'm not feeling good, certain times I just want to, go dig a hole in the backyard and kind of lay there by myself too. So I've been known to do that, by the way. So it's kind of interesting. The fact that you are so in tune with her, bless you for being so in tune. And that's what I love about my listeners. For the most part, they are so in tune with the emotions and the feeling of their pets, and their pets know that exactly. Yeah, that's what I would be doing at this point, having those conversations. Just let her know how much she's loved for as long as we have her at this point, Bruce.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, when is she coming home from the vet?
I'm going by to see her actually right now, and I'll talk to the vet, and see what he said. Probably a day or two. He seemed to indicate this was highly treatable. So
yeah, there you go. That's so yeah. So now you have me praying for you, Bruce. You have tens of thousands of my listeners praying for you and your dog, and she'll pull through, I hope. But you give her a big hug and a kiss when you see her. I don't want to send you any type of supplement for her at this point because I don't know what she can have or not have. So I'm also going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you one of those T-shirts. That's why I do the show. That's why I keep doing the show. People say, Warren, when are you going to stop? You've been doing the show for a long time. This is why I do the show. It's because of my listeners and your incredible passion for the dogs and cats you live with. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Barbara in Montebello. Hey, Barbara, welcome to the show. Hi, Barbara. Barbara, you disappear on me, Barbara? All right, Barbara. Call me back, Barbara. I miss you. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. How about we check out with Bobby in Glendale? Hey, Bobby in Glendale, welcome to the show.
Thank Thank you, Warren. I had an 11-year-old, really happy, really loving cat. But about a couple months ago, she started over-grooming, and now she's irritated one of her nipples. And she's lost a lot of hair.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, so in other words, what has there been any change in your home at all? New boyfriend, new girlfriend, new carpet, new furniture, spending more time out of the house, different cleansers, different laundry detergents you're using on your bedding? Anything change in your house at all?
I don't think so. The only thing I can think of is that we went away for my daughter and I went away for a couple of days, and we left her with my sister, and she used to be my sister's cat. But she likes us better, and she started over grooming after that. But that's been a couple months now.
Okay, so when she stayed with your sister, was she at your sister's home or your home?
At my sister's home.
Oh, so she was out of her house at that point, and the scratching started when she came back?
Yes.
Well, the first thing I would look if there's something irritable. I don't mean your sister, but if there's something irritable at your sister's house, whether it be her carpet or something like that, I would take a look into things like that. What I would do is maybe at this point, give the cat, really give her a nice grooming, a nice bath at home. I'm going to send you, this is really going to be beneficial, I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplements for your cat, specifically because of the importance of the lecithin and biotin. I think that's going to be really, really beneficial. However, very often the over-grooming is more of a psychological than a physiological thing. So just make sure there's a tremendous amount of stimulation going on there. Make sure that you bring some new boxes and cardboard boxes and bags into the household. Grow some organic catnip. In other words, very often when they go from one place and they come back into their other place, there's a little bit of anxiety that takes place, and with anxiety, the excessive licking really comes in control there. So I would really just try to distract her a little bit, bring in a lot of new items. The Hugs and Kisses are going to make a big difference, and I think you'll be back on track. 11 years old, that's a young cat. Plenty of time to resolve this issue. Does that help you out there, Bobby?
It sure does. Is there anything I can put on the irritated nipple?
There's a couple of things that are out there on the market. You might want to speak to the vet first. Over the years, I've used such things as AD ointment, that you can buy over the counter. I would just run it by your vet, and if she's really licking it a lot, you might not want to use any of those ointments, but there are products on the market for wounds on cats and dogs which have a really bitter taste within the medication itself. So when you put it on, it helps dissuade the cat from licking that area. But that you might want to run that by your vet. If he doesn't have a product like that, ask him if you can go to a compounding pharmacy and have something made up specifically for you.
Thank you so much. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Bobby, you give that cat a big hug and a kiss. I'm putting you on hold, and a jar of my Hugs and Kisses is on its way. Great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Are you guys afraid to answer my question of the day? Do you only have one name for your dog? Is your dog named Duke, and that's all you call him is Duke? You don't call him the Dukester, Mr. Duke? Duke-a-luka-luka-luka. Come on, how many names do you call your dog by? And do they react differently when you use different names when you call them? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. What'd you say, Alex? You call your cat? Well, your cats are your buddies. Alex may come across as a rough and tumble guy, but let me tell you, when he's with his cats, he's a real wuss. I mean that in a positive way, Alex. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Okay, time to tell you again about Lou. But, Denise gets so mad at me when I turn off Bing Crosby and I turn on the dogs barking. She does, but that's what I listen to. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. I'm going to get to all your calls, so be patient with me, Scott. As a matter of fact, I do have an open line or two, which is pretty rare on the Pet Show. I know it's the holiday season. People are out there shopping, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to give me a call, Scott. Cindy, Ted, I will get to you. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Again, I want to talk to you about something I just posted on my YouTube channel. I know I'm talking a lot about YouTube, but there's lots of great information there, and I change it almost every day, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. But here's something I posted and I want to share with you. What is dog shake-off? Every eye, ear, body, or tail twitch means something. And looking at your dog's entire body will give you ways to exactly know what your dog is saying. Shake off is a dog body movement that's easily seen and, yes, has a very clear meaning. It's common to see a dog shake his entire body from nose to tail. It looks like the dog is shaking off water. Dogs will certainly shake their entire body to remove excessive water after a swim or bath, but dogs also shake off when they are perfectly dry. So what does it mean? When dry dogs shake off, they're doing a few different things. First and foremost, they're shaking off stress. Humans do the same thing after scary or worrisome encounters. They take deep breaths while saying, phew. Shake off behavior is your dog's response to dealing with stress. Instead of freaking out and lunging towards something scary, he shakes it off, which is a good thing usually. Shake-offs happen once a dog stops playing roughly with another dog, after meeting or seeing another dog, or during human interaction. These are the type of things you'll see nowhere else, but this is the stuff I post on my YouTube channel. That's why I'm telling you to go there and subscribe. As I said, it's free. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. All right, the phones are jamming. We are going to Scott in Camarillo. Hey, Scott, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thanks, Warren. How you doing, bud?
I am doing super. How about you?
I'm doing well. Just a couple of things. I've got a 12-year-old Chihuahua that I inherited when my mom passed away. She's a rescue dog. Her name is Missy, and she's 12 years old. She's got a bunch of health issues. But lately I've noticed when I take her outside, when she's in the sunlight, she kind of has like these spasms. Like she just kind of has like a spasm attack, and then she'll start walking again, and then she'll do it again, and she kind of loses her balance a little bit. And she has that, I don't know the full name of it, it's nuclear something in the eye where it kind of goes grayish blue.
Yeah, it's a little above my pay grade. But anyway, it only happens in the light?
It seems like it only happens in the light when I take her outside in the sunlight.
Well, the fact that you're telling me that there's something going on with her eyes would be indicative of that reaction. In other words, if she goes outside and for some reason the light is either hurting her eye or she's not seeing it the same way, as you just heard me do this whole thing about shake-off. If the dog gets stressed out at that point, they will start to shake. So that's some of the things I would look for. And the fact that she's doing it specifically when she goes outside, it helps us determine the cause. So I would think my gut reaction here is that because there's changes within the eyes and then some medical issues with the eyes, when the light hits the eyes outside, she's reacting and just trying to shake off some of the stress. I would have that conversation with a vet as well. Have you gone to a veterinary ophthalmologist yet?
No, I have not.
That's something you may want to consider.
I was told that there's nothing that they can do, that it's not going to cause blindness, but that there isn't anything that they can do. And
well, they might be, they're your vets. They may be 100% right. But let me tell you what I do. When someone tells me they can't do something, it doesn't mean it can't be done. It just means that perhaps they can't do it. So if this were my dog at this point, what I would be doing is taking a quick trip to a veterinary ophthalmologist just to get that second opinion. It's going to make you feel a whole lot better. And perhaps there is a resolution. Maybe there's not. But as a behaviorist, when a dog goes outside and they react differently and there's a problem within the eye, generally that's related to the eye problem that's causing that shaking outside.
Okay, I appreciate that. She's a rescue dog that I don't know what happened when she grew up, but I'm the only one she'll let close to her. She'll snap at anybody else that even tries to pet her. And, she doesn't acknowledge any other animals or pets. I had a cat before we brought Missy in, and to this day, she looks right through our cat, like it's not there. If I take her to the dog park, doesn't acknowledge any other dog at the park.
How long? She lived with your mom for a long period of time, correct?
No, she didn't. My mom got her, and within a few months, my mom had fallen and broke her hip.
Oh, I'm
Went
so
in the
sorry.
hospital, got sepsis, and passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So you've had her how long?
I've had her almost 4 years, and before my mom passed away, Missy kind of was taken to me more than my mom. And
this is one lucky dog. First of all, to have the love of your mom, and then having your love. It's within the family. They're very often dogs really relate to other members of the family. They know family. I know that people are out there. They're Warren. Come on, you're nuts. You're anthropomorphizing. Animals know family. Listen, my dogs like my sister better than I do because they know. They know she's family. And then I've had family. I had a nephew I hadn't seen in many years come out from Rhode Island not that long ago, and Molly and Willie kind of looked them over, smelled them, and said, you're an Eckstein. You're an Eckstein.
Wow.
I can smell it in you. Not that the Eckstein smell, but I can smell it in you, and therefore I'm going to react to you. Anyway, Scott, I got to move on. What do you want me to send you? You're such a lovely son. Whatever you want, so yours.
I'll take whatever you've got, Warren. I love your show. I love your attitude and your passion. And anything you could spare, I would appreciate.
Well, just because you're such a lovely guy, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you my own Hugs and Kisses supplements. An older Chihuahua really going to help with the hips and the joints based on the fact that it also has that chondroitin glucosamine, but also for the code prebiotics and probiotics. Consider getting that second opinion. It may help. 866-870-KRLA. The phones are absolutely full. I got to take a break. When I come back, I will get to your calls, but listen to me. If you're on hold, I want you to listen to the spot I'm going to read right now because you obviously love animals. You're listening to Warren's show. So basically, I want to tell you about an organization that I support 100%, and I want you to support 100%, especially this holiday. Song makes me melt. It really does. Is there anything cuter than kittens singing Christmas carols? Come on, you're not going to hear this anywhere else. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. We got Ted, Cindy, Jeremy, Samira, I believe it is, Samira and Frank. I'm going to get to as many calls as I can, so hang in there. Be patient with me. Just a reminder, again, I know I'm pushing YouTube a lot, and I'll tell you why. I've done a lot of tips on YouTube. Some of them are 1 minute, some of them are longer tips, but there's lots of great information that I can't always go into depth on the radio with you guys. But at the YouTube channel, I can go into a lot more depth on certain subjects. And plus, there's a lot of fun stuff there. You want to see Warren as the creature keeper on the Mickey Mouse Club with my Mouseketeers? Check it out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. All right, the phones are jam-packed. Let's go to Cindy first. Then we got Ted. Then we got Jeremy, Samira, and Frank. But right now, it's Cindy in Orange County. Hey, Cindy, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Can you hear me okay?
Just like you're next to me, Cindy, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. God bless you for what you do. And I do call my dog other names. Her name's Hilda. I call her Wigglebutt.
I bet you there's a lot of dogs out there called Wigglebutt.
Yeah, she's got her little stubby tail. She's an English bulldog.
Oh, I see. An English bulldog. Of course she's a wiggly butt. An English bulldog. They can't do anything but wiggle their back. Come on.
Yeah, I rescued her. She's going on 3. She was being used as a breeder. And then I have another one I rescued when she was 2. Same thing. She's now 8. But my younger one, Hilda, she developed alopecia on one side of her body. She has been to the vet, but she's kind of naked. She's got a big giant patch of fur on her one side it's just all naked. And yeah, I'm not sure if it's because during this heat wave we had, I wasn't really taking her out because she's bulldog.
Well, Cindy, did the vet give you any indication of what might have caused the alopecia physically?
She wasn't sure, but she tested her for mange and everything, and she said either her hair's going to grow back or it might all fall out.
It's lovely to hear. Lovely to hear that. Let's talk about alopecia, okay? Very often, alopecia is caused by anxiety and stress. And so many human beings, when I was studying in Europe, I remember having this conversation with someone over a couple of beers and a couple of, never mind what, just outside of Frankfurt, Germany. And so alopecia can affect people, it can affect pets as well. So is there anything that might be stressing her out or recently that might be stressing her out? Is this recent or is it since you've had her?
It started... It started during probably the last part of the pandemic.
Okay. Now let me ask you another question. During the pandemic, were you spending an awful lot of time at home with the dogs?
No, my boyfriend was.
Okay, so then the point I'm getting across is that during the pandemic, the dogs had company with them pretty much all the time, or a fair amount of time.
Yes, but I do notice when I let her out to potty, sometimes she does do that shake off thing that you were talking about before.
Well, the point I'm getting at is there are so many dogs, and cats for that matter, that spend so much time with their guardians during the pandemic, and now that kind of people are going back out and doing their things, the dogs are stressed out and missing that relationship that was, even myself, I spent 24/7 because I couldn't go out because of some immune situations with my dogs, and now that Denise and I go out a little bit more, they get a little bit more stressed as well, but I work on that. I kind of know what to do. So in other words, in your situation, though, it sounds to me that maybe it is stress related. The fact that it's coming on right after or right towards the end of the pandemic, that could be a cause of the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you. When I originally developed the Hugs and Kisses supplement, I developed it in Westport, Connecticut with the top vets. When I originally developed it, was developed specifically for skin, coat, those type of problems. So there's 2 ingredients in there that are absolutely, in fact, I'm going to do a commercial for it in a few minutes. There's 2 amazing ingredients in the Hugs and Kisses. Number 1 is lecithin, and number 2 is biotin. Nothing better for the dog's skin and coat, besides all the other great things it has, which I'll talk about. So I'm going to send you, it's the most expensive thing I have. Thank you, Cindy. I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplement treats. I want you to give them to both dogs. And I want you to give me a call back maybe in 3 weeks or a month and let me know if the hair is starting to grow back. Maybe there's something that the lecithin and the biotin will do to help out. Also, if you notice that there are certain times she seems stressed out, try to keep a little diary. I always do that. Keep a little diary on what may be stressing the dog out a little bit. I think that would be beneficial as well. But I really think I've been hearing this now. You know, you guys know I do my national Canadian show for Armed Forces Radio and Radio America when I get off the air here. And this is something that comes up a lot. Again, because so many people spend so much time, all of a sudden they're back at work or they're going out to dinner, they're going whatever they're doing, and the dogs having been spending so much time with their guardians now, spending a little bit more time by themselves, they get a little stressed. So give it a shot. I'm going to send you the Hugs and Kisses. Let's see what happens. Give me a call back in a few weeks. What did you say your dog's name was again?
Her name is Hilda, and then my other one's Henrietta. And that does make sense because she does have quite a bit of separation anxiety from me.
Yeah.
And if I try to take one dog without the other to the vet or anything, she kind of goes.
But it's a rescue. It's a rescue. This dog was rescued too. So in other words, you know, she found.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, so she's living in nirvana right now. She went from a situation, God knows what, where she was being bred, to a situation where Cindy is giving her but here's a quote that only a few people are going to remember. You've given her the life of Riley. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
See? Anyone out there know The Life of Riley? It was a great TV show with William Bendix when I was a kid. The Life of Riley. It means a good life, a great life. So let me do this. Cindy, I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up. I'm going to send you a jar of Hugs and Kisses supplements. Give it to both dogs. Give me a call back in a few weeks. Let's see where we are. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Alex, do I have time to take another call or I need to break? I got it. Sure, I got a break. What do you care? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let me take a break. When we come back, we got Ted, Samara, and Frank. Ted has a dog that's licking its butt. Boy, do I got a resolution for you, Ted. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Why can't I have it? Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Hi to all people on YouTube, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. All right. Let me go to my friend Ted in Woodland Hills. Hey, Ted, you with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, Ted, while I was listening to that last break, I wrote down a bunch of things I want to share with you. So tell me a little bit about your dog, what kind of dog it is, and what's going on.
Well, I want to get the record straight here. It's not me; it's my dog that's looking.
I assumed that, Ted. It was just an assumption on my part.
It's a 5-year-old German Shorthair Pointer.
One of my favorite breeds.
Female. And
what made you decide on a German Shorthair? I worked with them in Europe, plus the German Wyhair, two of my favorite breeds of dogs in the whole wide world.
Well, I have 3 sons, and we go pheasant hunting and that, and one has the sister of this dog, and they point the birds and that. This is the 5th German Shorthair I've owned, and they're wonderful dogs.
Yeah,
and,
I'm not a big fan of hunting pheasants, but they're great dogs. Anyway, let me resolve your issue for you, okay?
Well,
Number
my
one,
little grandkids can roll over them and everything else, and they never do a thing. So.
Well, that's super. But now I see from my computer screen the dog is licking its rectum a lot. A couple of things I want to know.
Well, yeah, just, trying to get to it and going around in circles and just.
So I wrote some stuff down while you were listening to that commercial. First of all, generally speaking, if your dog is going to that area where the sun doesn't shine, usually there's a reason for it. Usually it's irritated. It could be the anal sacs. If the dog has anal sac problems, such as being abscessed, blocked, or inflamed, that could be causing the dog to do it. The vet may recommend adding more fiber to the dog's diet. Number 2, you take him out in the field. He's around birds. He could be picking up worms. Your dog could have worms. You have to check that anal area. Look in the excrement for white rice looking. It could be tapeworms. It could be other type of problems. So what I would recommend right off the bat, take a specimen into your vet. Let the vet check to see if it is worms. Now the other thing that could take place could be contamination. Maybe your dog's butt is a bit contaminated. Maybe he had diarrhea, or the hair in the anal area could cause discomfort. You might have to trim that area with certain dogs. If your dog is susceptible to diarrhea or constipation, you might want to talk to your vet about that. But generally speaking, when a dog is going after their butt area, it's usually because it's irritated, something bothering them, or in rare cases, the type of diet and the food smells a little bit different. So the first thing I would do is make sure you check and make sure there's no anal sac problems. Sometimes the vet or the groomer can express the anal sacs, something I did for 100 years, which I will never do again. I have people that do that for me now. You want to check on the worms and contamination. But one of those reasons is probably what's causing irritation in the dog's butt. And once you resolve those, he will be back to normal, I promise you.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what's his name? What's the dog's name?
Sally.
Sally. And Sally?
Yeah, Sally. Sally.
Okay. And how many different names do you call Sally by? Or that's just one name?
Well, Sally, and I call her. No, that's about it.
I'm sure you call her different names when she's licking her bottom. I'm sure of that. No question in my mind. Hey, listen, Ted, don't go in her. I'm going to put you on hold. You know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to send you some hemp seed calming oil from my friends over at Nature Vet. Let's see if that doesn't make a difference. But you might want to have that conversation with the vet. He may recommend adding a little pumpkin, not the pumpkin you buy in the cans with spices, just plain old pumpkin. You can get natural pumpkin in cans as well. Hope that helps you out in Woodland Hills. But, it's kind of like embarrassing sometimes why the dog drags his bottom. And a lot of people think, look at my dog. It's funny. But generally, there's a reason for it. And generally, the reason is something in that area is bothering the dog. So check out those anal sacs. Check out worms, contamination. Could be the diet, a lot of things. If the dog is either constipated or if the dog is having diarrhea, that area may be irritated. And a dog's way of dealing with irritation is to lick it to calm it down. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. You know what? Let me take a break. Samara, I'm going to get to you in Mar Vista. Frank, I'm going to get to you in Ventura. We got. Let me just take this break right here. Just a reminder, if you're out there driving around, shopping for the holidays, which I should start doing, if everyone's out there doing it, before we leave the show here on KRLA, I'm going to give you the phone number for my national Canadian show on Radio America, Armed Forces Radio, and that show starts at 1 o'clock. As soon as I get off the air here, I have enough time to housebreak myself, grab a cup of coffee, and then run back in. I'll give you that number. It's the same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. I'll give you that number in just a second. But right now, I'm going to brag. Save the best for last. Porky Pig. Where else do you hear Porky Pig singing holiday songs? We got a couple of minutes left. If for some reason, Frank, I don't get to you, write this number down. 877-725-8255. You know what? Samara, you do the same thing. I don't want to rush either one of you. I know you're going to respond to me with the names of your animals. I start my national Canadian show on Radio America at 1 o'clock. Start calling, not before, start calling at 1. The same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. I just don't want to rush you guys. So Samara, Frank, anyone else out there, if I didn't get to your question or you're driving around and you're shopping and you're busy, but you want to find out how to resolve issues with your dogs or cats or just want to share an amazing story, the phone number for my national Canadian show is 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. And just a reminder, if you love the holidays and you love the music you hear me playing like Porky Pig, go to my website, thepetshow.com. Don't forget that, thepetshow.com, and download the Christmas Corner. It's free. There's literally hundreds of poems and stories, all written by you guys, and my music as well. So go to my website, thepetshow.com, thepetshow.com, download the Christmas Corner. You'll be happy. Put a smile on your face. Till next week, you guys know what to do. Give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you. One between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you for listening to The Pet Show.